do, 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 do. Oh, oh. Hey, 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 hey. What's going on, everyone watching on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and Twitter? Yes, we were just live on Twitch and Twitter and behind the scenes here on TikTok. Just getting a little pre-show before we go live for our Tuesday Takeover. It's been a few weeks, what, 3-4 weeks since we've done Tuesday Takeover? Well, I was traveling in Portugal. If you want to know more about my Portugal trip, I talk all about it exclusively on the KEMPIRE podcast. So be sure to check that out on your favorite podcast platform, specifically Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. While you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. Let's just get into the topics and everything like that. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. Be sure to subscribe. If you think that you're seeing everything that we post a lot here on YouTube and Facebook, Twitch and Twitter. If your notifications aren't on, if you're not following, you're missing out. Please understand. And then when you say, I didn't know you talked about that, that's because you don't have your notifications on. That's because you're not subscribed. Okay? All right. And make sure you're still subscribed because that is a thing here on YouTube. But shout out to everyone watching on Facebook, the KEMPIRE and KEMPIRE Daily on Facebook. Shout out to those of you watching on TikTok behind the scenes and those of you watching on Twitch and Twitter. We appreciate you being here for our Tuesday Takeover. So let's just get into it. Let's just get into all of the things. Oh, I forgot to have my comment section open. Hey, everyone on YouTube and Facebook. Let's just get into it, okay?
Here we go now.
Hey, y'all. If you follow me on TikTok, you get all the behind the scenes, what goes on. I had to get some water. I was like, oh, damn, I didn't bring water into the studio. No. We can't have that. Matter of fact, I'm going to put the water in my trusty coldest water bottle. Okay, live on air. It keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours, but they don't just have water bottles. They have sheets. They have things for your pets. They have ice packs, which I've been using a lot after, these Pilates workouts. You know what I mean? Head on over to coldest.com, but don't forget to use the discount code KEMPIRE10 for 10% off. All right? All right. All right. You know what we always do for our Tuesday Takeover? For those that are new to Tuesday Takeover, this is where we cover a variety of reality TV news, but also pop culture. So it's a mashup of everything. It's a very like a simple sample of what you get here on the channel for those that are subscribed and have been subscribed. But before we get into any of that, we have some good news. We love to start off our Tuesday Takeover with some good news. First, the good news, we had an exclusive interview with Noelle Hughley from Summer House Martha's Vineyard. And honestly, I did not expect her to drop as much tea as she did, but I'm glad that she did. So I'll tell you a little bit about how this even went down. This wasn't a scheduled interview. I was on Instagram Live. I was streaming from my computer for Instagram, and Noelle was in the comment section. So I was like, no, I had questions. So I was asking her questions in the comment section, but I was just like, Noelle, would you come up if I went live? Again, because I had to end live, go back, go from my phone because I don't know how to do it from the computer. I don't know if you can even do it from the computer. So I ended the live and went back live, and she requested, and that's how it happened. That's how it happened. So, look, I had questions and you guys had questions. So, we talked about a lot. And context is so important. I know people love to blame editing and blah, 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 blah. But when you see as much reality television and talk to some of these reality TV stars, you're like, well, now that you explained it, it makes a lot more sense. And she talked a lot about what really happened between her and Summer during this season. Because, I was confused. I was like, I don't understand why Noelle is so mad at Summer. It doesn't make any sense until she explains it to you. Oh, she explained that. She dropped tea. We talked about the whole Natalie of it all. She dropped a lot of tea. So if you missed that conversation, I have posted it here on YouTube to make it easier, because I know some people do not have Instagram. But if you follow me on Instagram, you can watch it there as well. But for some of you, it might be just easier to watch on YouTube. We don't normally make our Instagram lives available on YouTube or any other platforms, but we made this particular interview and conversation available here because a lot of you watch our recaps of Summer House Martha's Vineyard here. If you missed it, we did recap Summer House Martha's Vineyard yesterday. All right, so be sure to check that out. Shout out to everyone already in the chat. Shout out to our King's Guards. Please be sure to say thank you and hello to our King's Guards. It's a thankless job, but we really do appreciate them. They're always here. Their notifications stay on. And shout out to those of you that are members. Shout out to those of you that are subscribers that are always here, taking time out of your afternoon or workday to be here. And shout out to the replay crew. We appreciate you guys as well. So that's my good news. We got that really great conversation with Noelle. And I know a lot of you like, KEMPIRE, you should interview everyone from Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Honestly, I'm not that interested. I was interested to get more clarification on Noelle and what was going on between her and Summer. Who else would I interview from the cast at this point? Look, we interviewed Alex this season. We interviewed Bria last season. We interviewed Silas last season. And we interviewed Noelle this season. I think I'm good. I mean, I know some of you probably want me to interview Autumn, a.k.a. Summer. Well, you never know who's going to... I might go live again tonight on IG. It was truly a KEMPIRE After Dark moment. KEMPIRE After Dark moment. For those that are in New York City, we will be back here in New York City for a special live show. You can also meet and greet with me as well. Head on over to KEMPIREAfterDarkLive.com/NYC or the link in the description and get your tickets today. This show is less than a month away. We had a great time our last go around. I hope you guys will come for this all brand new show. And if you're in Boston, we'll be there on June 27th. And if you're in Nashville, we'll be there on June 11th. And Atlanta will be there on July 12th. All that information will be available in the description. All right. Seattle will be there on August 30th. All right. Danielle says, I love listening at work. It makes the time go by quicker. I appreciate that. Shout out to all those of you that are watching from work. Because I know a lot of us had to, look, a lot of y'all, sorry. But I remember when I had my job, my corporate job, I had to go back into the office after the pandemic. Some people are still working remotely, but a lot of people are back in the office. And I know now you can't really watch or participate the way that you used to. It's fine. I still love seeing you guys in the replay crew and having conversations with you guys in the replay crew. And we are always going live. Our times range. So I feel like we cater to a lot of different time zones and schedules. But also at night, that's when I'm trying to recuperate or covering stories. Like last night, I didn't expect to be working till like 1 something in the morning, because after I did my conversation with Noelle, I had to upload it. I had to edit. I had to do some stuff just to make sure that you guys had it for today. So yeah, it was a busy night. So if I'm a little off today or a little tired, you understand why. Anyways, guys, Pride Month is right around the corner. So is Juneteenth. All of our Pride Month merch and Juneteenth merch is now available at houseofkempire.com. That's HAUS, houseofkempire.com. Or if you head on over to thekempire.com and click the shop button, you'll be able to get it quick. Oh, some of you want me to interview Nick. Look, I don't know. I like, if it happens, it happens. I'm not reaching out. Hey, Jamaki. Jamaki says, watching at work. Rhonda says, I'm still remote, and it's fantastic. I know. I used to love working remote. I mean, I still technically work remote for myself, but you know what I mean. It was like the best. I feel like you're more efficient. Don't you guys feel like you're more efficient working from home? Because you can work from home and do your laundry instead of working in the office and then having to come home and then do your laundry. Just saying. Jocelyn says, I love working from home. And a lot of jobs are making it possible for people to do that, but there are a lot of jobs also saying you must come into work at least a couple of times a week. I remember before I left my corporate job, they were telling me you have to come in at least three times a week, and that's when I knew. I quit. No. I mean, it was motivation. I was just like, yeah, I don't feel like coming back into the office. First of all, there really was no point. But here we are. Here we are. Anyways, I say all that to say, I want to know what your good news is. What is your good news today? What can you be grateful for? What has happened in your life? If you're part of the Replay crew, be sure to let us know what your good news is as well. My good news, great conversation with Noelle from Summer House Martha's Vineyard. All right. What else did I have as good news? Real Housewives of Dubai. So I did get a chance to watch the first 3 episodes of this new season, season 2, which has been they've been waiting to release this, I'm guessing because of the Housewives drought that we were having. Well, now we're going to get the season, which was filmed over a year ago. It's giving Love and Marriage DC, but fine. Fine. But their taglines came out, and I want to go through them first. Can we do that together? Let's talk about the Real Housewives of Dubai. So I can't talk too much about the first 3 episodes because, we can't. But I will say this. Those first 3 episodes, it gives the fabulosity of what people want from Dubai. I think some of the fights are going to feel like, when did this happen? It's going to be a little confusing because of how dated some of these fights are. But I also feel like production this season focused, at least in the first 3 episodes, focused on the wrong thing, in my opinion. But, I'm going to rewatch it when they air. So my opinion might change, but based on what I saw, I was just sort of like, But I hear, according to sources, that it picks up. It definitely picks up this season. They have quite a few episodes from what I'm hearing from sources. More episodes than they did last season. Not sure how many parts of the reunion they will get, but I feel like that's figured out once they film it. But by now, a lot of people have noticed that both Lisa Milan and Chanel Ayan have a rift in their friendship. And that rift has been since they filmed. So it's been a long time since they filmed. So it's been a long rift. You may have seen Lisa has done quite a few interviews talking about a little bit of what's going on between them, but they haven't gotten into the specifics. So we'll have to wait and watch and see what exactly happened to these 2 friends so early in, the newness of this season. But we're going to watch. And Caroline Stanbury, look, I know people think I don't like Caroline Stanbury. I don't know Caroline Stanbury to not like her. I just don't like how inauthentic she was. I loved Ladies, what was it, Ladies of London? I liked that show. So I was actually looking forward to what she might bring to the Real Housewives of Dubai because I really liked her on that show. She's also a Taurus, but you know how Tauruses really fail me on reality television. It just feels she's very blah. Even at the BravoCon, after I was accosted by her makeup artist. But beyond that, because if I liked her and I felt like she really brought something, I would tell you, even despite her makeup artist accosting me at BravoCon multiple times. But despite that, I just, based on what I saw at the BravoCon panel, based on what I saw in these episodes, I'm like, okay, Caroline. It's still, look, if anything, I'm more interested in the renovation of her home. I'm more interested in that. And honestly, I'm kind of sad that we're not going to see Nina's renovation of her home. But I told you, word on the street, according to my sources, we will see Nina. It depends on if they edit her out, but Nina's still very much a part of this group. And some people are sad that Nina was boring, but not everyone needs to be excitable. I think what a lot of people wanted from Nina was because she, amongst this group, actually has money. And I think some of the money on this cast is funny. I do. And it's more people than you think. Anyways, so Entertainment Tonight had the exclusive in regards to the Real Housewives of Dubai taglines. I want to hear from you guys and how you would rate them in the live chat and part of the replay crew as well. But I will say this. See, I'm going to give Caroline Stanbury some credit. I actually like her tagline. So Caroline Stanbury's tagline says this. She says, "The only thing old about me, darling, is my money." Oh, come on. That's a good one. Come on. What? Caroline Stanbury, honestly, I would give that a 9. My first thought was a 10. I thought that was good. She said, "The only thing old about me, darling, is my money." Remember when I said people's money is funny? Anyways. Sarah Al-Madani. Look, I've had a struggle with Sarah because she is a walking Instagram post and inauthentic, and I've heard a lot of things because I have some Dubai sources. However, every season I said, all right, I'm going to come in open. Okay? That's what he said. KEMPIRE After Dark, New York City. Go get your tickets. I can't wait because this is where I'm able to really just rip it. Okay? Anyways. So Sarah, in her tagline this season, says, "In the land..." Oh, first of all, sidebar. Sarah, I love the fact that we get to see your son. Your son is TV gold. We said this last season. I'm saying it again this season. Love Sarah Al-Madani's son. He is just so charismatic, so naturally funny. Love seeing them together. So she says, "In the land of excess, I find my riches within." Honestly, I don't find that bad. I know it sounds like a walking Instagram post, but I actually don't think that's bad. I actually think this is a good one for her. She says, "In the land of excess, I find my riches within." I think it's good. I'm going to give this an 8.5. I think this is, I'm leaning towards a 9. I think this is really good for her. Anyone else? How would you guys rate? First of all, how did you rate Caroline Stanbury's? I really like Caroline Stanbury. So far, it's my favorite. "The only thing old about me, darling, is my money." I love that. All right. Sarah Al-Madani, again, how would you rate her tagline? "In the land of excess, I find my riches within." I love it. The more I say it, the more I like it. So we have a new housewife, Taline. Taline is a new housewife. She is a friend of Caroline Brooks. Caroline Brooks. Girl. This edit of you, these first 3 episodes. Caroline. Oof. A mess. A mess express, Caroline Brooks. All right, Taline. Taline came in hot. She was very interesting during BravoCon. Her husband was giving very Sergio. They were both at the mic trying to get the attention. Looks like he's one of those husbands that want the attention. All right. So this is what Taline's tagline is. "Take it from me. If you know how to stay chill, you'll never get burnt." Okay, let me read that again. "Take it from me. If you know how to stay chill, you'll never get burnt." I like it. It's not bad. And I think once we get to know her, this tagline will make a lot more sense because she does have a chill vibe. Based on what I've seen so far of her, she does have a chill, shady vibe to her. All right. She says, "Take it from me. If you know how to stay chill, you'll never get burnt." I like it. I'm going to give it a 8. I'm going to give it an 8. Taline, I'm going to give that an 8. Speaking of Hot Mess Express, Caroline Brooks. So Caroline Brooks, as you know, has opened the Glass House by Caroline Brooks in Dubai. Is it open? Look. Has anyone gone by? It's open. But Caroline, leave me alone. Look, Caroline Brooks, leave me alone. Because Caroline Brooks, these housewives always want to be friendly with you guys. And when this show started, all of these ladies, not all of them, but want to be friendly with you because they want the blogs in their pockets. I'm not saying that's what Caroline Brooks was. But Caroline, I haven't heard from you since the last season. All of a sudden, you want to start tweeting me? Come on, leave me alone. Look, leave me alone. Anyways, I do like Caroline Brooks on the show, and I know some of you don't, and I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing that you don't like her. That means she's doing something right. I think she leans into being a villain. So Caroline Brooks, we just call her Brooks because there's two Carolines on this cast. Her tagline is, "I may be building glass houses, but you'll never see me crack." I actually like this one. I think that's a pretty good one. I'm going to give that a 9. I'm actually going to give that a 9, Caroline Brooks. That is a good one. Isabel, come on, y'all with the gymnastics scores. Isabel says a 5.87 for Talene. Wendy says the bribery of it all. But they know I'm not able to be bought. That's why they're mad. All right. So Caroline Brooks, if you had to rate it, I'm giving it a 9. She says, "I may be building glass houses," like the name of her salon, "but you'll never see me crack." I actually like it. I think it's cute. Lisa Milan. She's trouble. Lisa Milan, you're trouble. All right. Our Jamaican girl says, "The desert." Wait, let me not do an English accent. Let me do a Jamaican accent. "The desert may be hot, but I'll always find the shade." She doesn't say it like that. I kind of wish she said it in her Jamaican accent, and like a thick Jamaican accent. But she says, "The desert may be hot, but I always find the shade." To me, this is, come on, tens. I love this. I didn't think I would love this until I keep reading it. And I'm like, "The desert may be hot, but I always find the shade." And if you've seen some of her shady moments, at BravoCon and things like that, Lisa, come on, Lisa. The desert may be hot. If you had to rate it from 1 to 10, the desert may be hot, but I always find the shade. Ah. Yes. Yes. I like it. The more I say it, I like it. I'm giving it a 10. It's good. All right. Last but definitely not least, Chanel Ayan. For those that are just joining us, we're talking about the taglines for season 2 of The Real Housewives of Dubai. They were just released a moment ago. Okay. Let's read Chanel Ayan's tagline. All right. Who was a breakout star last season? Chanel was definitely a breakout star. I don't think anyone, including Bravo, including the cast, expected Chanel Ayan to be as genuinely funny, unintentionally funny. I just listened to her interview on 2 T's in a Pod. Oh, God, why'd I have to listen to them? But I did. Luckily, it was only 30-something minutes. And she does open up about FGM again and in her issues with Lisa. She talked about that on the podcast. So I did get a chance to listen to that yesterday. Holiday. So this is Chanel Ayan's tagline. She says, "If you're jealous of me, that's okay, honey. I would be too." No. No. In all fairness, the housewives don't choose their taglines. They're given a bunch of taglines, and then it's chosen for them. But I don't like this one. You know why I don't like it? Because Chanel has such a big personality. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Oh. I was like, Chanel has such a big personality. I expected more, especially with some of the taglines that we've gotten so far. I just expected more from her tagline. Anyone else? I just like, it's all right. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. It's not great. Deborah, here y'all go with the gymnastics scores. Damn, Foxy said 1. Yeah, I don't love it. Wendy says, "I love Ayan, but girl, stop." Shersta says, "Sorry, Chanel, it's a 1 for me." I don't think it's that bad. I just think it's basic. And based on what we've gotten from Ayan, both on and off the show, she's not basic. If you're jealous of me, that's okay, honey. I would be too. I'm gonna be generous and give her a 7, and that is generous. It's just okay. But like I said, I watched the first 3 episodes, and Chanel is more than just okay. So I was actually surprised at this tagline. Producers, do better. Do better. Why'd you think this was a good tagline? I wonder what the other taglines were that they were considering. I don't like this one. In my humble opinion, you guys will let me know in the replay crew. Guys who are just joining us, this is our Tuesday takeover where we cover a variety of hot topics, reality television, and reality television news. Since we're talking about the Real Housewives, let's talk a little bit about Andy Cohen. So Andy Cohen is mentioning who he would love to see come back to the franchise. And I don't think it will surprise many people, right? I don't know if this will surprise you.
What former housewife would I love to see come back? Let me think. Because we got Portia back in Atlanta, which I'm really excited about. I think now that we've got Kyle and Kathy, I think it would be fun if Kim Richards came back.
How do you guys feel about Kim Richards possibly coming back? She did come back last season. Here's the thing. I'm okay with Kim coming back in the role that she came back last season. Not even as a friend of, just as a guest. And they just started filming Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get more of Kim again this season. We got a little bit of her last season. I'm okay with that. Kim is still dealing with her sobriety. Reality television, the Bravo universe is not good for her mental health. And I feel the same way about Katie Rose. So many people who say, bring back Katie Rose to Real Housewives of Potomac. No, because no one's going to protect her. That cast is not going to protect her. This fan group is not going to protect her. I'd much rather her work on her sobriety than anything else. And even what we got of Kim last season, she seems somewhat fragile. I don't want to mess with Kim's sobriety. Kim is an icon. If you are a particular age, you grew up watching Kim. There's a reason why Kim was booking all the jobs and her sisters weren't. She's a very talented actress. So I'm okay with Kim. Let Kim come in naturally because both her sisters are on the show. She is around her sisters. Let her come in naturally. That's all we need from Kim. And look, that doesn't take away from Kim. I get why Andy would like to have Kim back because she did have some moments over the years on Beverly Hills. She's a part of the iconicness of what made Beverly Hills such a good show. All right. Tabby says, no, Kim, I want LVP. And we're not going to get LVP. As long as LVP has Vanderpump Rules, we're never going to get LVP. LVP is a businesswoman. If Vanderpump Rules was canceled or The Valley was canceled, because now she has a Valley if she really wanted to go there. And if she didn't have an outlet to promote her businesses, then she probably would go back to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She's not going back. She's not. And I'm okay with it. I know Garcelle has said in multiple interviews that she would love to see Kathy come back to Beverly Hills because she's actually formed a real friendship with not Kathy, formed a real both. She's formed a real friendship with Kathy, but also formed a real friendship with LVP. All right. Anyway, sidebar: when they brought Camille back last season, I expected more. I didn't expect more from Denise because Denise doesn't give what you guys say that she gives. Denise Richards. But I know that Camille could. I would like to see more of Camille. In my humble opinion. All right. Since we're talking about the Real Housewives, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. This is our Tuesday takeover. We're just talking about a variety of different things and hot topics. We will be talking a little bit about the Pope. Huh? Yep. You'll understand why I'm playing that soundbite. You'll understand because normally you wouldn't say that for the Pope. Unless you go on the trip that I went on in Portugal and you understand the church and its mechanism of control. Anyways, go listen to my latest episode of the podcast where I talk about my Portugal trip and you'll completely understand why I'm mentioning that. All right. Guys, as you also know, my life is busy, and especially on a Tuesday takeover where a Tuesday takeover runs for like 2 hours, sometimes more. I don't have time to cook. And since I've been back, I'm really just trying to get back into the getting things done. I was up late last night interviewing Noelle from Summer House Martha's Vineyard. So I didn't have time to prep. I have to season my meat. So there's not a lot of time to prep. So I rely on companies like Factor Meals that make you quality food that's easy and quick to make. So I'm so excited to partner with them, especially in the summer months, because I'm also trying to get my body ready for the summer. Anyone else? Okay. Warmer, sunnier days are calling. Fuel up with them with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. I even had family members try these meals out and they also love them. And some of you have said that you've tried them and you're loving the Factor meals as well. So many different options and like 60 plus add-ons. Head to factormeals.com/KEMPIRE50 and use code KEMPIRE50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code KEMPIRE50 at factormeals.com/KEMPIRE50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is still active. More details on Factor Meals will be available in the description. All right. What are you guys saying in the chat? Okay. Julie says that it's not the Real Housewives of Hilton sisters. I mean, it's slowly becoming that. You remember when Kyle was acting coy about returning? She does this every season. Of course, she's coming back. What was Kyle doing with Kesha? Is she in her I don't know. I don't know what she's in right now. Honestly, Kyle, whatever you're doing this season, please just be likable. Look. Like, as if she could control that. Probably not. All right. Speaking of the Real Housewives, did you guys know that Peter Thomas, formerly of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, has a podcast? Everyone was talking about Cynthia Bailey and the look that because she's filming as a friend of this season, and she had this beautiful pantsuit on, but she had this like bob on. It was almost giving this. You remember this look? I'm keeping this in my mechanism here. It didn't give this exactly, but it was giving this era. Hey, Terrence Howard in this wig. I wonder if that is that's not Terrence's hair, right? That's a wig, right? Anyways, well, did you know that Peter has a podcast? Apparently. So Peter, he captioned this video clip from an interview that he did with his ex-wife, Cynthia Bailey. That's the reason why. I'll never forgive you for this, Cynthia, for bringing him into our lives. So Peter posted on his Instagram captioning this interview with Cynthia. He says, "Miss Bailey, my ex-wife is so freaking supportive. I asked her to be a guest on my podcast, and she show up." Look, showed up. Okay. People, we haven't had a moment in 7 years to have a conversation face to face, and she was brave enough to show up. Mind you, remember she was suing him for money that he owed her a couple of years ago? People bring up Cynthia's name to me every day of my life, and y'all have to have a lot to say. So after y'all see this 2-part series, I hope that y'all can move on with y'all life the way we have. She is an angel. She's a beautiful soul. Cynthia Bailey, this is a sample of our 2-hour conversation, real grown people-ish. Cynthia in the comments section says, "Our journey together was not always easy, but it was ours. Thank you for the lessons and thank you for the blessings. Wishing you continued health, love, success, and peace. Congrats on your podcast." I guess he has to do something to make money. His restaurants are closing by the second. I mean, look, everybody named Mama got a podcast, but are you here for, Peter always had a lot to say on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Take a look at what a little brief introduction to their 2-hour conversation. Do we really want to listen to? Maybe.
I just want to publicly say and give Peter Thomas his flowers. He is the reason why I even did an interview. I think the first time I hung out with you, you took me to meet your dad.
Yeah, in the barbershop.
Like, we weren't even dating yet.
Yeah,
It was like, he took me to meet your dad.
Yeah, but I knew I...
Pause. Peter, get some better mics or get a mic, because I don't know what you're recording on. But anyways, I'll continue.
Don't do that.
I want to say this to you. Although, we haven't been together in years, whatever. Connecting with you, dating you, being with you, 1,000% changed the whole Like, I was like, going. I knew exactly where my little life was going. I was like, okay, I'm a model. And then, you know, I'll probably meet somebody in New York and, you know, probably get married, have some kids, whatever. I was just going on my little safe, conservative Cynthia Bailey stroll, the way my life was set up, you know, making sure I was not only early for my jobs, but 15 minutes early. I was always
on time.
Always on time, like crazy work ethic. Never had a job that I wasn't able to rebook because I always made sure I showed up and showed out. But I will say, you coming into my life changed my whole world.
Look, they've always seemed to have somewhat of an amicable relationship, but we've never seen them sit down to have a conversation. And I'm sure this is perfect timing. This is really great cross promotion for the Real Housewives of Atlanta as well. Do you think that's why he's cozying up to Cynthia, because she's back on the show? I know during the reunion when Cynthia comes out there, she's going to be asked about this conversation with Peter. So, I mean, look, they shared a life together. Will I sit through 2 hours of them talking about it? Can someone just watch it for me and give me the cliff notes if there's anything worth talking about? I'm happy that they can move forward and have a healthy relationship. I just don't know if I can sit through 2 hours of like 2 hours of what? What are they talking about? And no matter, look, when I met Cynthia at BravoCon, not last year, but the previous year, she was lovely. She really was lovely in person. I will say that. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. All right, we are doing our Tuesday takeover. We were just talking about Peter Thomas and his podcast. His first guest is Cynthia Bailey. So that, I mean, look, Julie says not 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours, y'all. Are y'all going to be listening? I don't know if I will be. Digital Girl says, Cynthia is so beautiful. She can wear any kind of hair. I agree. That was the first thing that came to mind when people were talking about the pictures from her filming Real Housewives of Atlanta yesterday. I'm like, I don't care. Cynthia Bailey's face alone. Her face alone is, you know, beats everyone. All right. Digital Girl says, I do like that Peter made sure she defended herself. That I will give him. Well, and honestly, I think Peter helped her secure her spot on the show for as long as she had it. You know, I mean, she went on to secure it later on, but I think that really ushered her in and really gave her what they wanted. So no matter how you feel about Peter Thomas, and we do have feelings, we can definitely say that. We could definitely say that. All right, let's move on. So for those that may have missed it, last week we weren't live for Tuesday Takeover, but we did do a separate video talking about Monique Samuels possibly joining the cast of The Traitors. TV Deets had the first exclusive saying that Monique was joining. Monique went on her Instagram and said, the rumors are not true. She will not be joining. She later clarified and said that, yes, she was asked, but apparently the money that she wanted, they weren't willing to give. The Neighborhood Talk came out and said, according to a rumor that they had, this was before she came out and clarified her statement, they heard that Monique and Candace were supposed to be a part of that season, of this new season, that they are literally, I think they're going to start filming like soon, y'all. And I've heard about a couple of people that will be a part of the cast. Oh, this is about to be a great season. If it's true, based on what I'm hearing, this one particular person alone is going to be reason to watch. This one particular person is going to be reason to watch. Anyways, so the Neighborhood Talk reported that Candace and Monique were supposed to be on the same season. However, it seemed as if Candace pulled out. You know, Candace is pregnant, and now apparently the rumor was that they rescinded their offer to Monique. Maybe they wanted to have a messy season with Monique and Candace. Maybe they were willing to give Monique the money that she wanted if Candace was going to be there. I don't know. Monique later came out and said, no, I was considering it, but we couldn't come to terms in regards to what she wanted in regards to price. Okay. Okay, I mean that was a similar story that Monique gave in regards to her not returning to Love and Marriage DC. Look, she's okay with not returning to reality television, and some of you say you really didn't want to see her on this. Okay. But like I said, I'm excited. You know we love Traitors. We love Traitors the UK. We love Traitors Australia. I still haven't watched the Traitors New Zealand, but I heard that it was good. Maybe once I catch up with all the 90 Day Fiancé stuff. Like I still haven't watched 90 Day Fiancé UK. That just came out. I haven't finished watching 90 Day Love in Paradise yet. I'm fully up to date in regards to 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. We'll get to that in a second. But since we're talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, so filming for Real Housewives of Potomac has been interesting. I'm sure by now you've heard all kinds of rumors coming out. You know, there's newbies, there's Jacqueline, Mia's bestie, returning. We have what's her name? Kiarna returning as well. And we have some newbies. We have a Kenya Moore lookalike. That's a part of it. But according to sources, it seems as if Gizelle might be having a hard time filming without her bestie, Regular Robin. Just when you thought. Sidebar, the rumor is that Regular Robin, that's not who I was referring to, that you should be excited for the Traitors. But from what I'm hearing to sources, Regular Robin will also be joining the Traitors. I mean, Robin seems competitive, so that might be interesting. That would have been interesting, though, to see Robin and Monique, because they weren't in the best place. I mean, it would have been nice to see resolution, because mind you, if we had gotten resolution between, let's say, Candace and Monique on the Traitors, or Monique and Robin's gone anyway. She was fired. She admitted that. But maybe that could have ushered Monique returning, because there are a fan group of people that want Monique to return. So who knows what that could have been if Monique and Candace did film together. Because I'm kind of tired of them still shading each other and just not getting along. But look, you don't have to like everyone. You don't have to get along with everyone. But okay. Chocolate Chunk. Hey, Chocolate, where you been? Chocolate Chunk says Monica. Monica Reality, Von Teese, Garcia Fowler, Delgado Darnell, Jussie Smollett. I've been telling you guys, I would love to see her to be. I haven't heard that she is coming. Look, stop it. Stop asking me. Leave me alone. Shut up. Look, shut up. Cece says Robin would be more boring than Sheree on the Traitors without the fashions. I kind of get that feeling too. But you never know. I think Robin probably is going to take the Traitors sort of like an audition, very much like how Ultimate Girls Trip was. She might take this sort of like an audition to return. I don't think it's going to work, but okay. Alexis says, I miss when Potomac was boring. What? Look, what? Anyway. Oh, Alexis says, but now Potomac is dark. Well, word on the street is that Gizelle is having a hard time filming this season of Potomac. That is the word on the street. Where's my article? I have my article somewhere here. Hold on. Just when I thought I had everything prompted properly, I have my article. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Do I have it? Oh, here it is. Sorry, y'all. So apparently, because and for those that may have heard the rumors, TVD's reported that Gizelle was supposed to have a party with Ashley and their GNA line, and Karen Huger was also having a party. So the group was divided, and some people were going to go to Gizelle's event, but then leave and go to Karen's event. And apparently, this caused an issue for Gizelle, where so she had kicked people out. But apparently she's struggling this season because she doesn't have her green-eyed bandit to go with her. Our friends over at urbanbellmag.com write this. They says, Real Housewives of Potomac fans were very vocal about the most recent season on social media. in regards to Gizelle. They said many felt like Candace Diller Bassett and Wendy Asefo were victims of colorism. Fans pointed out that both ladies were held to different standards than their light-skinned co-workers. An Essence magazine writer agreed and called out the cast and producers in a popular article. Gizelle only intensified the sentiment when she blamed Wendy and Candace for Ashley Darby's friend, Deborah Williams, starting an altercation at the fashion show for GNA. According to Candace and footage from TMZ, Deborah threw a drink at Candace and she hit Kiana Stewart in the face with a glass when Kiana attempted to stop the chaos. All right. They continue in regards to what's happening this season. So they said that Candace and Robin Dixon announced that they were not returning for the upcoming season of RHOP. Candace left by choice to focus on her pregnancy. Robin confirmed that she was fired. So the new season will be the first time that Gizelle has on RHOP without her bestie, regular Robin. Now, a new report is alleging that Gizelle may be struggling without Robin. As you know, filming started a few weeks ago. Well, according to TV Deeds, Gizelle and Karen filmed two separate events last Friday. Well, this is like a couple of weeks ago. Karen received an award and Gizelle honored her father while raising money for the National Brain Tumor Society. This forced the cast to attend both events. All right. Reportedly, Gizelle didn't appreciate that her event was the final destination and not the first choice. So she allegedly kicked Mia Thornton as well as newbies, Jassy and Stacy, minutes after they arrived. The publication also claims that Gizelle is currently feuding with the majority of the cast and hasn't made a good first impression with the newbies. One source told TVD that Giselle's current standing with the group may secure a third chair come reunion time. So she's just going to move right off the couch. She's going to move right off the couch, Gizelle. Well, that's not the only RHOP related news. So many of you are tagging me over the holiday weekend about Jamal Bryant. So Jamal Bryant, as you know, pastor, you know what, has been a part of Giselle's storyline. And for those that don't know, he apparently cheated on Gizelle so horrifically and badly. Gizelle thought that we would believe that they were reigniting their flame a couple of seasons ago. And that was the same season where Monique dragged Gizelle, for lack of a better word, at this reunion. Mind you, I watched the clip again of Monique opening up her binder and reading Gizelle down, and Gizelle was so shook. And based on what Monique said behind the scenes, what they left out, it was how shook Gizelle actually was at that reunion. But one of the things that I watch when Monique is going through the binder, it was sort of like tennis because Monique hit one and then Karen Huger caught it and hit it back and said, "Is Jamal coming?" And then she was like, "No, I thought so." Oh, come on. That was probably one of their best, if not their best reunion. Okay. Well, Jamal Bryant announced over the weekend that he is getting married. Oh, God. Jamal Bryant is getting married, y'all. I know a lot of you hit me up. KEMPIRE, did you hear Jamal's getting married? Jamal's getting married. Honestly, I didn't care. But since it's Tuesday Takeover, this is where we're able to catch up on some of the things I don't care about. All right. So Jamal is getting married to this young lady, Dr. Hold on, let me pull it up so I have all my notes in front of me. Dr. Carrie Turner. Dr. Carrie Turner. He announced this over the weekend at the church. Okay.
Sometimes your blessing will be right in front of your eyes, and you don't even know. You don't even know what God's got for you. Amazingly beautiful woman, amazingly brilliant woman. Last year, she graduated with her doctorate degree, and I saw her walk across that stage and get her doctorate degree, and the Lord said, "You big dummy, what are you waiting on?" I am so grateful. I am so grateful to God that she has consented to be my wife. Would you help me? Thank God for Dr. Carrie Turner. Come on. I can't tell you how happy I am, how happy my family is, how happy my children are, and I hope my church is happy for me.
Look, I'm uncomfortable. Hold on.
Sometimes you're blessed.
Pause. I just want to show you what Gizelle says. So Gizelle was in the comment section of this video that Dr. Jamal Bryant, pastor as well, posted on his social media. And Gizelle was in the comment section saying, "Congratulations, very happy for you." So I mentioned that past reunion and when she brought him back on the show because rumor has it, Pastor Jamal Bryant has been dating this woman allegedly since then. Look. Word on the street, that has been his girlfriend even during the time that he pretended to be with Gizelle on this show. Allegedly. Here's my problem with this situation. I wish them the best. I wish her the best. But if you know anything, if you know a smidgen, first of all, if you just know what happened between Jamal and Gizelle, you are probably very worried for Dr. Carrie Turner. Because I do believe people can change, but the way that Pastor Jamal allegedly cheated and has conducted his life and allegedly conducted himself within the walls of the church. And don't get me wrong, because there will always be a comment, but have you heard him orate? He's such a fantastic orator. He can definitely pasteurize. He can definitely. But if he doesn't live by the word that he's talking about, doesn't that change the way that you feel? Doesn't it change the way that you feel? I do believe people can evolve and grow and change, but it wasn't too long ago he was faking, allegedly, a relationship with Gizelle, a pastor, faking a relationship for reality television. And that's just a smidgen of some of the tomfoolery that we've gotten from Pastor Jamal Warner. Where did I get Pastor Jamal? Pastor Jamal Bryant on these internet streets. Universal Goddess says, "Thank you, KEMPIRE. I thought I was tripping and my memory was slipping." I love this. Universal Soul Goddess says, "Thank you, KEMPIRE. I thought I was tripping and my memory was slipping." So that is my only concern. And so many of you, I appreciate you guys tagging me in stories so I can stay abreast of everything that's going on in pop culture. But this news was something I really did not want to talk about because I wish Dr. Carrie Turner the best. I feel like a snake. I feel like is not going to change. Especially just how bad those stories about Pastor Jamal have been. I just don't feel like he's changed. I mean, I hope for her sake that he has. Oh, Amanda says, "Honey, I dated a pastor for a long time. Never again." So that is the update. Gizelle is struggling to film the season of Real Housewives of Potomac without her bestie, regular Robin. And Pastor Jamal, I'm about to say Turner, Pastor Jamal Bryant has gotten engaged to Pastor Carrie, Dr. Carrie. She's a minister too, right? A minister within their church. I wish you the best. Woo, 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 Dr. Carey. Woo, woo, woo. I really do. Anyway, I want to lay hands on her and pray for her. Okay, let's move on. Move on, because I can't. I really do wish her the best, but I can't. All right. Let's get into some reality television that we haven't been able to talk about since I've been away. 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. I'm fully caught up on the season, but I told you guys I'm not interested in this season. I'm not interested in this cast. I feel as if this cast, I don't know what happened to 90 Day Fiancé. Look, 90 Day Fiancé has always been quirky. It has always been weird, but the stories have never been this pre-produced. And it's such a turn off this season. And for those that thought that Angela and Michael were gone, apparently not. They appeared last week and they appeared this week. Even Angela's acting performance about being frustrated about Michael, she's always going to find a reason, very much like Jasmine and Gino. Always find a reason to be upset and angry. And do they not listen to their watchers, their viewers? They're like, we do not want to see Big Ed. We do not want to see Angela. But I will say this. See, I'm part of the problem. I do want to see, because you remember we reported on how Michael went missing, but apparently Michael he made it to America and hightailed it from under her thumb. I wonder if that was a part of them playing with the storyline, because I'm sure he's going to be there with her at the reunion. But part of me is interested to see, like, what happens when he comes to America. Right now, in these last two episodes, we see that Michael is still going through the process. She's getting frustrated with him. Why are you putting text messages of us arguing and me accusing you of cheating in your documents? And so she has this big blow up. And all of a sudden, she feels bad about it. I should have went with him. If you don't get out of our faces, Angela, with this. Anyways. Emily and Kobe, I already told you what their storyline was going to be. There's nothing going on with this couple. This week, they're talking about Emily wants to meet his ex-girlfriend. I want to know if there was any time an overlap. Girl, I knew that they were going to try and draw out this storyline, make this something. The parents were upset about the whole bride price and the daughter being considered property. And this is a struggle bus this season. This is truly a struggle bus. But you know what? I'm glad I kept on watching, because Lauren, who's been a part of 90 Day Fiancé for years now, Lauren and Alex, I had grew a new respect for their relationship. I've always liked their relationship. They have 3 beautiful babies together. They were really part of the heyday of 90 Day Fiancé when 90 Day Fiancé was real. I didn't understand why they were coming on the show now. Like, there's nothing happening with you guys. We were watching her go through her mommy makeover. But let me tell you something. Watching Alex take care of her and then take care of their children, I grew a whole new respect for him and their relationship. I mean, I don't know how this is even related to 90 Day Fiancé, but I guess it is, because he was her 90 Day Fiancé. But I like seeing them. They add a level of just normalcy in this cast of just tomfoolery. But I enjoyed watching him take care of the kids. They really have a love story that we can say is quality on 90 Day Fiancé. Robbie and Sophie, I don't care. I know her mom got arrested recently. I don't care. She's too young. He's immature. We don't care. Speaking of we don't care, Big Ed and Liz, I didn't feel for Liz, but I felt what Liz was going through in that car where she broke down. She's like, I can't believe I put myself in this situation again. We do. You're dealing with Big Ed, who's a Taurus. Oh. Look, Big Ed is a Taurus. So he broke up with her, canceled their wedding without telling her. Mind you, she had her little daughter with her during this time, so she was in the mix of it. She has a breakdown this week about their relationship, and she can't believe that she put herself in this situation. Girl, when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. I'm not surprised. Deborah says, I love Lauren and Alexi. I follow them on Instagram. I won't watch 90 Day Fiancé. Look, I've been slowly but surely really not recapping all of it. I'm not going to even talk about 90 Day Love in Paradise this week. I'm still getting caught up. But that's a hot mess express. I'm still very much invested in that one because of the guy that donates his man stuff to women that need it. And sometimes he does it in order, he doesn't just, do it in a cup. He sometimes will sleep with them. Yes, come on. And the woman that he met, that he's, falling in love with, he has on a point system. If you eat right, you do this, you do that, you can gain points for a kiss. And then sleeping with, that's a weird situation. That to me is 90 Day Fiancé. So I'm a little invested in there, but I'm still catching up on the episodes. I still have a couple more episodes before I'm fully caught up in regards to 90 Day Love in Paradise. And then I saw 90 Day Fiancé UK came out, and that one kind of rejuvenated me getting back into 90 Day Fiancé. But we'll see. I haven't watched this current season. All right. But Jasmine and Gino, again, performative. Their relationship situation, she's talking about she wants to be in this pageant. It's the only thing that's making her happy. And he's like, I don't have a job. And she's like, why would you quit your job? Why would you quit your job? Because he's making money off of this fake relationship on reality television and on social media. Ashley the Witch, girl, I really don't even pay attention to your scenes like that. I only pay attention to when you're starting to do these quirky things. You remember she talked to her friend that speaks to aliens. This week she was doing what did she call it? It was a whole new some rejuvenation thing. That's the only reason why I'll pay attention to her scenes. I don't care about anything going on in her relationship with that man Manuel. I don't care because it sounds as if Manuel is shady. You guys don't have 100% trust. You should not have married this man. But whether this week or next week, he finds out that she has $100,000 debt. I think it's next week he finds out. Because her friend said, you need to get a post-nup since you don't trust him. And she's sending money to his family. She said, you need to get a post-nup. And then he finds out that she has $100,000 in debt. Ashley looks great, though. Oh my goodness. 90 Day Fiancé Love in Paradise. We'll get back to it next week. I'm already watching this couple, the guy from Italy that wants threesomes and stuff like that. Yeah. We'll get back to that next week once I'm fully caught up. All right. Because I have to talk about it. The Ultimatum South Africa. The Ultimatum South Africa reunion aired. We talked about it in separate videos. For those that may have missed it on our Thirsty Thursdays, we have timestamps available for you guys there. So be sure to check that out. So we have talked about it. And if you follow me here on TikTok or on other platforms, we did do a 7-minute video talking about the Ultimatum South Africa. So good. Let me tell you though, shout out to the reunion host. She was fantastic. The way that they navigated this reunion, they only needed, they could have done 2 parts, but the way that they were able to navigate this conversation and cover everything and everyone in an hour and do it so seamlessly, I was like, and it was such a healthy reunion. For such a toxic situation, it was such a healthy reunion. All right. Before we get to Lebo, these couples, they did it. Tabby and Genesis still together. They're not engaged right now, but they're still together. We'll get to Lebo in a second. Kanya and Kay we'll get to in a second because they didn't get to Kay and Kanya's story until the end. Okay. Siza and Lindile, they're still together. She's still laughing. I love the montage that they gave us of her just laughing. She's sweet. But I still feel like him wanting her to think about marriage and they were only together for 6 months is still weird to me. They're not married yet, but they're still together. Siza and Lindile. Again, I apologize in advance for any mispronunciations. Ruth and Isaac did break up. They did not get back together. They're both in different relationships. Ruth was such a mood. You know how much I said, Kanye was the perfect villain for this season? However, I feel like Ruth was also the comedy relief. She also was a great not protagonist, but just like she stimulated things, okay? In more ways than one. But I enjoyed her. And she says she's in another long distance relationship, but she says that she's happy. She's happy with this particular relationship. Her and Isaac just were never going to make it. I think especially after she slept with Nola, he was just like, no, that's not going to work. Him bringing an engagement ring to the ultimatum, he wasn't serious. He was not serious, okay? Courtney and Aiden, the industry plants on this show, they offered really nothing at the reunion. I liked Aiden being there for Lebo. Lebo needed Aiden during the season. Courtney and Genesis, they didn't need each other. I don't care what they were going to say. But these two still are not married yet, Courtney and Aiden. They're still not married yet. He did finally get a job that he's very happy about. Okay? All right. Okay. Let's talk about what the best part of the Ultimatum South Africa reunion was when Lebo came out. I was a little disheartened when Lebo said that they had gotten back together, her and Nola. And I told you after watching this season, I said, Nola just found a great excuse to cheat on Lebo. But I believe he cheated on her before. And Lebo decided to wait to come to this reunion. Lebo and Isaac still have a friendship. Do you want to see them together? I feel like no. I think Isaac is also a playboy. Remember, he was with Ruth for 2 years and never introduced her to his family and friends. I don't know. They have a nice friendship. I think they should keep it as a friendship. Okay? But I love the fact that Lebo, even though I was disheartened at first when she came out and they were still together, but I could tell from their body language, because we're body language experts here, for those that didn't know. We're kidding. That they weren't in a good place. I could tell that they weren't in a good place. Lebo, though, drops a bomb because Isaac points out, because he says, I speak to Lebo. She's not happy. Nola is happy. And then he looks at Isaac, then he looks at Lebo like, what do you mean she's not happy? And then she admits, I'm not happy. And she breaks up with Nola on the show. His face was so cracked. His face was so cracked. Wendy says Lebo was so vindictive, and I love that for her. And I love her for that. Honestly, I think because of how he embarrassed her, she wanted to do the same to him. And honestly, I'm not mad at it. Usually I'm not this petty, but I was here for it. Look, I was here for it. Especially because I feel like he was playing in her face and in our face during the season. But when she says that she noticed different personalities from Nola, and she has no idea which one is the real personality, that is scary. That was scary. What I was like, multiple personalities, and she doesn't know which one is which? But I was actually really happy for Nola. I was happy that she handled the situation the way that she did. She needed to get her get back. And he was so shook. He got up and he went behind the scenes. Genesis went to go comfort him and try to give him advice. Genesis, go sit down. Go sit down. Oh, thank you. A lot of you said I was doing the pronunciations pretty well. I really was trying my hardest. I was really trying my hardest. And one I just didn't think I was going to get. I just call him K. Well, let's talk about Kanya and K. All right? So because our South African sources are deep, you guys already told me Kanye was pregnant. So I was wondering, like, when was this reunion filmed? Well, we find out that that Kanye was pregnant and she had already given birth. I think like 3 months before. So they're back together, Kanye and, do I have a picture? Where's my picture of them? Hold on, y'all. There we go. Kanye and Nkateko? Ugh, I tried. I said, let me try at least once. But they're still together. You know, I did not like Kay at the end of the Ultimatum South Africa. I did not love him at the end because he offered her a promise ring knowing good and well that he wasn't interested in her anymore. But he says that they've gone to therapy, they're in a better place, and now he has a son. We found out that, he lost his father when he was just a baby, so he never knew his father. So now he has a son. I have to say, this was such a healthy reunion. Could there have been more asked? Of course. But honestly, I'd much rather them not waste our time. The most that I would want asked would be from Lebo and Kanya than anything. I don't know. I just felt like it was a good reunion. They didn't give us, yes, they could have went more in depth more because it was such a good season, but I felt like it was good enough. I thought it was a solid reunion. If you had to rate the Ultimatum South Africa reunion from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? I thought it was solid. I would probably give it a strong 8.5. I felt that it was healthy. It was healthy, a reunion. Guys, we will be posting the timestamps after our live today. Shout out to our King's Guards for holding us down in the live chat. If you haven't said hello to them, be sure to say hello to them. And if you're watching this, you can see across the screen, we're reminding you about our KEMPIRE After Dark live shows that are coming. Don't forget, New York City, less than almost 3 weeks away. Are you ready for the KEMPIRE After Dark? All brand new show. You were able to talk that talk and not have to worry about what we say. And it's a special Pride Month show. Special Pride Month show. Head on over to the description, or if you're listening to this, head on over to the description of the episode notes, or just go to KEMPIREAFTERDARK.live.com/NYC. That's KEMPIREAFTERDARK.live.com/NYC for your tickets. Go get your tickets. If you're in Boston, we'll be in Boston the following week. Boston will be there for our KEMPIRE After Dark live show there June 27th. So get your tickets now. If you're in Nashville or in the surrounding areas, because I know some of you want me to come to your city, Nashville might be your closest bet. So get your tickets today. That is set to be a fun live show as well. That will be on July 11th. Then on July 12th, we will be in Atlanta. Atlanta will be coming to you on July 12th. More information on those tickets and the KEMPIRE After Dark live show, including Seattle on August 30th. Go get your tickets today if you haven't already. Julie, thank you so much for the super chat. Julie says, Michael went on social media saying that he's living in Indiana. Truth or more for a story? Time to reboot or just cancel? Loved in paradise, sperm guy. Roll my eyes. I did see, because when I'm on TikTok, I swipe a lot through the lives, and I stumbled upon Michael from 90 Day Fiancé on there, and I was just watching for a hot second. Wasn't that interesting. He was battling people. I was like, whatever. Yes, Miss Esquire, I can't wait to meet you. Miss Esquire says, everybody come to Nashville. We're going to have fun. Oh, please, we're going to turn up in Nashville. Just say, we're going to turn up in Nashville. So get your tickets today. That is, look, everybody's on tour. Including me. Okay, including me. All right, let's move on, guys. Let's get back into some hot topics. I want to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. So Maurice Scott. So Maurice Scott was arrested over the weekend. We thought that he would spend the weekend in jail. However, he spent a good 12 hours in jail in Huntsville. Apparently, he was arrested for a DUI, driving under the influence of alcohol. And a lot of you noticed that what he was wearing was the same thing that he was wearing at a party with Funky Dineva and a bunch of the cast the night before. He has since been released. Literally 12 hours later, he was released at a little bit after midnight. So he did not have to spend the Memorial Day weekend in jail. This comes after multiple mugshots. This was also the same week where Nell's son was also arrested. We already know about Martell and his arrest. Okay? Damn. The previous week, we had Destiny being arrested as well. Everybody's getting arrested. But here's my issue with Maurice. Maurice, who is an attorney. Yes, this is a misdemeanor. I think this is his first time getting in trouble. Miss Esquire says, baby, not the lawyer getting arrested. Love and all these crimes in Huntsville. Here's my thing. Instead of Maurice being low key, Maurice ends up going out the night after being arrested and hanging out with Funky and Marceau, and everybody's making a joke about the situation, including Mama Wanda talking about, it's just a DUI. People really make light of the situation because no one has gotten hurt yet. In this video footage, Maurice says, "Let the wheels of justice play out." Sir, if you don't, I felt like it was a bad look for you getting arrested so publicly, and now you're out at the club partying, and everybody's running around, free my N-word, Reese, free my N-word, Reese. All right, I'm not gonna play the audio because they're playing music in the background, but you can see it here. Funky posted this on his Instagram. You can see Maurice in the hat and the shades, and they're screaming, "Free my N-word, Reese, free my N-word, Reese." I feel like it's so distasteful. So distasteful. And so here he's saying, "Let the wheels of justice play out." Sir, if you don't get your butt in the house and sit down somewhere, where's Kimmy? Look, I haven't felt the same about Maurice since last season with the whole situation with Kimmy battling cancer and him talking about his sexual needs. Sir, if you don't sit down somewhere, sit down. Look, sit down. Hey, TNR. TNR says, "Hey, everyone. Hey, KEMPIRE from Cheshire, England. I can't wait to get back to the UK. I love the UK. We had a great time last year for my birthday trip." Kalani says, "I keep saying May is National Get Arrested Month. Why my birthday month? Why my birthday month?" Jean says, "Deplorable." Gigi says, "Dreadful." Miss Esquire. Miss Esquire, did you see my video on this? Because I had questions. Miss Esquire says, who's an attorney, says, "Listen, the bar takes this serious. He has to report the arrest and could be subject to a reprimand if nothing else. Especially with this behavior, stop playing with your newly minted license." Damn. I just feel like it doesn't look right. You just got arrested. There's a lot of things at stake here, like your bar license. And also you have businesses. Like, this is not a good look for you. This is not a good look for you. Hey, Ann. Ann says the UK loves you back. I really did like the UK when I went. I mean, I love traveling. You guys know that, but there's certain places that I just connect with. It's part of the reason why I love going back to like Amsterdam. Oh, speaking of Amsterdam. All right. Let's talk about Nicki Minaj. Perfect segue. Perfect segue. Let's talk about Nicki Minaj. So Nicki Minaj over the weekend was also arrested, but yet released. And this led to a conversation. Nicki Minaj went on social media and says, of all places to arrest her for weed, where weed is illegal in Amsterdam. And that's a misconception. That is a misconception, but we talked about that in another video. They won't arrest. It's very much the same law that we recently passed here a couple of years ago in New York City is very similar to what has been a part of law in the Netherlands. You have to have a certain amount. You can't have over that amount, and you won't get in trouble. But she had this in the airport. So she went on Instagram Live, Nicki Minaj. She went on Instagram Live talking to the police and asking them why they try and arrest her, why they try and arrest her. Eventually, she does get into the car, but because of all of this back and forth with the police, she ends up getting released later in the day. They closed the case, and she had to pay a fine. Okay. However, she didn't make it in time for her Manchester date. They did not make it in time for her Manchester date. Exactly, Anne. Like, people read the laws, because everyone was perpetuating that. All the barbs were perpetuating, oh, it is legal. No, go read the law. It's not legal. It's just not something that, depending on the amount that you have, that they're going to, look, she was able to go back. They didn't ban her from Amsterdam. I did see that Nicki Minaj, because we talked about this in our video too, about Ari Lennox, who talked about being arrested in Amsterdam as well. And she accused, Ari at the time, accused the police officials of being racist towards her. Look, who knows? It's Europe. And we talked a little bit about this when I talked about my Portugal trip on the podcast. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the KEMPIRE podcast, you're missing out on special episodes like this one. And, of course, our live recaps with special things that we add to some of the new stuff there. And if you missed it as well, we went live last night for a special KEMPIRE After Dark Instagram interview with Summer House Martha's Vineyard star, Noelle Hughley. So be sure to check that out if you missed it. Ann, Ann says, I'm married to a cute Dutch boy and have a family home there. And I'll see you there. Look, I'll see you there. Ann just lives a fabulous. I love that y'all are living your best soft life. Okay. All right. Why would security put their pre-roll in her luggage? Makes no sense in regards to Nicki Minaj. We know what that was. It is what it is, but that's not what I wanted to talk about because we already did a separate video talking about Nicki Minaj being arrested in Amsterdam. We got to talk about Nicki Minaj's DJ booth. You know, he used to be the DJ for Wendy Williams, but he's been a DJ for Nicki for years. Well, she threatened to fire him on social media. So a person on social media posted this Instagram story from DJ Booth where he says, I'm really famous. They asked me to sign their boobs. So Nicki Minaj, first of all, a Barb says, now why the Barb's getting their boob signs by DJ Booth? He happy as ASF too. Nicki retweets this and says, I promise I'll fire him if I ever see this again. The F? Here's the thing. Look, I'm not a Barb, but I get Nicki Minaj's humor. We have to remember, DJ Booth has been with Nicki for years. Years he's been her DJ. I don't believe that Nicki was serious about firing DJ Booth. I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, Nicki's threatening to fire DJ Booth. No, I really don't. Remember, he used to work for Wendy Williams and he was still Nicki Minaj's DJ. So, and there were times stories being covered about her where he was there. So, this is just Nicki Minaj's sense of humor. Okay? This is just her sense of humor. I don't think that she's really going to fire him. Or maybe not. I guess we'll have to wait and see. There was video footage of her yelling at I think it was the person who does her hair on this tour. Either way, Nicki, congratulations. Nicki, her U.S. tour was sold out. Like, she had like 39 sold out shows here in the U.S. She's going to be coming back. She announced that like last week or a couple of weeks ago that she will be coming back to do another leg of the tour because of how successful the first part of this tour is. I just wish we could focus on the success and not all this other side drama. But here we are. Nicki Minaj is out of jail. All right. And she's still on tour. All right. Congratulations. All right. Let's move on from there. What else did I want? Oh, Kelly Rowland. Let's talk about, since we're talking about international news. So we reported to you a couple of weeks ago, well, just like a week ago, Kelly Rowland was seen yelling at security. And shout out to, there is a deaf person, lip reader, who talked a little bit and narrated what Kelly was saying. Well, this incident happened again with security for this Dominican actress. Oh, wait, let me pull this story up for you guys. All right. So Maciel Tavares. So you see footage of her shoving the same woman that Kelly had to get together. Okay. Because she wanted to show off her dress. She wanted to show off her beautiful dress that had Jesus on it. All right. But security, and look, there's footage. First of all, Kelly Rowland broke her silence and talked about how they were rushing her off the red carpet, and you could see that they weren't doing the same thing to people that didn't look like her. Okay. Well, since then, I don't know if they were doing this on purpose just to get the narrative that they weren't being racist towards Kelly by chasing other people off the carpet. I feel like them trying to chase people off the carpet took more time than just giving the people their moment to take the pictures. So I'm sure by now you've seen other incidents of the same security and ushers doing that. Oh yeah, Racy says an Asian actress too. I'm glad that Kelly Rowland spoke out against this. And I told you, I read to you guys a tweet from someone else that attends, a black woman that also attends the Cannes Film Festival regularly. She says, like, this is not new. This is not new. She knew exactly what this was. I'm not surprised that we saw other people being harassed. I think they wanted to spin a narrative, but we know what that was. We know what that was. And I felt for Kelly because Kelly clearly looked like she was hurt. But let me tell you something. Maciel, the Dominican actress, she was not here for it. She was like, get off of me. And mind you, if they had just given her a moment so she can show off this dress and this moment. Kelly was not here for it. Kelly was giving looks and all kinds of stuff. I know Tina Knowles, who is like a mom to Kelly Rowland, was posting beautiful photos of Kelly and just like inspirational words of, just, I know you've gone through a lot, but you keep showing up and doing the damn thing. Yeah, and y'all know how much I love me some Kelly Rowland. Y'all know how much I love me some Kelly Rowland. I don't want to even go there just based off of what's been going down. Like, I don't like going to places where I feel like I'm not going to feel safe, especially just because of the color of my skin. So if Kelly Rowland's not safe down there, I'm not either. Okay, so I'm not going. Guys, Pride Month is just days away. So is Juneteenth. We have all kinds of really great merch. If you're watching this, you can see some of our merch that I'm wearing. Also have some Juneteenth merch, but Pride Month is upon us. Go ahead on over to houseofkempire.com or HAUS of Kempire.com or thekempire.com and click the shop button. Go get your merch today. All right. I can't wait to see all of you wearing some of the merch at our Kempire After Dark live show. All right. Exactly. Flip Virgo says, why just people of color? Proves Kelly's point even more. Well, there was a blonde lady. I'm assuming she's white, that they show them rushing her off. But who knows? That could have been performative. Look, that could have been performative because they know that Kelly Rowland story really gained a lot of traction. Traction. All right. Guys, we have over 1,400 of you watching on YouTube alone. If you haven't liked the video already, it's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Shout out to those of you watching on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and those of you watching behind the scenes here on TikTok. We appreciate you guys being here for our Tuesday takeover. Cece says, we stand with Kelly always. You know I love my Kelly. All right. I love my Kelly Rowland. All right. Let me take a look at my notes. What else did I haven't finished watching the Gerard Carmichael reality series. I'm behind on that too. Have you guys been keeping up with that? We've been talking about it, and look, it's an interesting show. I told you it's not exactly what people have focused on social media, but I want to get back into it. Maybe by next week I'll be fully caught up on all the shows. But yeah. I'm still a little behind. On that. But on Thirsty Thursday, we did talk about Palm Royale. They had their season finale. If you're missed out on that, that's an Apple Plus show that I'm watching, but that's scripted. Sidebar, we always recap And Just Like That, the Sex and the City spinoff. Well, they're currently filming here in New York City season 3. Word on the street, Rosie O'Donnell is going to be a part of the cast. Also, look. Your favorite person is not coming back. Oh my God, I can't even think of their name. Oh, you guys will remind me in the chat. I can't remember their name. Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue. What's their name? Oh, someone said, did you watch The GOAT? I haven't watched that yet. I have not watched that yet. Yes, Sarah Ramirez, but their name on the show, I can't remember. Damn it. Amy says, OMG Kempire, are you going to talk about Bethenny and her TikToks about Chanel? It's not a serious topic, but I saw it on Twitter and I found it funny. Bethenny has made multiple videos. Okay. Shay, thank you so much, Gene. Yes, Shay on And Just Like That. I couldn't think. Shay Diaz. Thank you, Theo. I couldn't remember. Wow, look, that's how long it's been on since we talked about it. Apparently, Shay's not coming back. No word on if Kim Cattrall is going to make an appearance again this season. Season 2 of And Just Like That, she made a remote appearance with a fake phone call to Sarah Jessica Parker's character, Carrie. So some changes are coming to the cast. We shall see. I'm looking forward to it. In regards to Bethenny Frankel. So Bethenny Frankel apparently was turned away at Chanel, and she's been having... some people will say that she's just losing it and taking it too far. I don't know. She's been making jokes about it. So I don't know how serious Bethenny is. I think some people just don't like Bethenny. So anything that she does, they feel like it's her being obsessive. And maybe she is. I haven't watched every video, but the videos that I have watched, it seemed like she was making a joke about it. I just wish she would use her platform to talk about how, Black and brown people are affected when they go into luxury places like this. That's the conversation that we should be having. her being turned away as a white woman, it doesn't land the same. It doesn't land the same. However, I know some people are taking what she's posting as her being serious and being like so hurt by being turned away by Chanel. Who cares? Like, if they turned away Oprah Winfrey, I forgot what company, this was years ago at this point, but Oprah was already very well established and internationally known, and they treated her a type of way when she went. Where was it? Oh, damn it. I can't remember. It was another luxury house. You guys will remind me in the chat. Oh, was it Chanel? CC? I remember Chanel, I think, turning Oprah away years ago. Was it Chanel? Well, Chanel, then why are we giving them our money at this point? Oh, no, it's Hermes. Someone says, I think it was Hermes. It was a high-end luxury brand. So if they could do that to Oprah, Bethenny, but I think Bethenny's just having fun with it, but people don't like Bethenny, so they're just sort of like, oh, here Bethenny goes again being obsessive. All right. Ann says, I'm back. Love Kelly Rowland. My sister and I got scammed by a Vegas nightclub in the name of Kelly Rowland. We need more details on that? What do you mean? Were they trying to invite you to a nightclub where Kelly was supposed to perform or something? Anyways, so Oprah in that situation happened at Hermes. I wonder if she ever bought from Hermes ever again. Because would you, if they turned you away? Like, I don't know. Probably not. I probably wouldn't. There's so many luxury brands to buy from. Like, who cares? But I kind of wish that this would be a conversation that would open up in regards to how people of color are treated in these spaces. So, but I also think that Bethenny's just having a good time. Bethenny, one of the things that we haven't talked about was how Bethenny and her boyfriend of how many years, her fiance of how many years have broken up. I don't think any of us were surprised by that, but they've broken up. CM says 22 TikToks and a fake tat is obsessive. Okay, well, 22 TikToks. I did know it was a lot of TikToks that she did. It does feel, but if you pay attention to Bethenny's personality, she has an obsessive type of personality. So I'm not surprised. Like she's very intense. She's very intense. On a level like, what is her? I know her sun sign is Scorpio, but they can be intense, but not like she's obsessive intense. But okay. Gigi says Bethenny is way over the top. She needs to eat. Not needs to eat something. Come on now. CC says I don't frequent establishments that don't want or respect me. Period. I really wonder. I wonder if Oprah even goes to Hermes anymore after that incident. Would you? I mean, maybe some of you after hearing that story said I'm never going to Hermes either. Claire says that Bethenny's an attention seeker. There we go. All right, let's move on. I didn't expect to talk about the story, but I appreciate the prompts. I did know that story, so let's talk about it. All right. Lorena says she's neurotic as AF. Don't blame it on her horoscope. Are you a Scorpio? Is that why? No blame. All right. Claire says 22 TikToks trying to be a Ressa Tessa. Sidebar, congratulations to Ressa Tessa. I love how she's been able to turn, mind you, it was more TikToks than 22, but she was able to turn, who the F did I marry into an amazing career for herself. Like she's traveling, she's doing all these events. Congratulations. I think she even spoke at a college recently. I think she's very, I saw someone comment in one of her videos saying, finally, we made someone famous that deserves it. I agree. Oh, guys, welcome to our Tuesday takeover. If you're new to the channel, because we did get quite a few new people here on the channel, please let us know if you're new here on the channel. We love to hear it. And replay crew, be sure to let us know your good news, where you're watching from, if you got tickets to our KEMPIRE After Dark tour. And if you're new here, I want to know. Oh, Alexa says Oprah was sent a bag, I believe, from the company. I don't know if that's enough. Look. Hermes is expensive. So is Chanel. Anyway, VK says, well done, Ressa. Love it for me too. Anyways. Amy says, I hope, in regards to Ressa Tessa, I hope there's a Netflix documentary. Get the bag. She recently signed with a major talent agency. So good for her. Good for her. All right, let me focus. Let me just cover all the stories I want to cover. All right, can we talk about Brian McKnight? Brian McKnight. Oh my gosh, Brian. Brian McKnight. So, the last time we talked about Brian McKnight, we've been talking about how he's talked about his biological children like trash on social media. He even named his new baby with his new wife, Brian McKnight Jr., even though there's already a Brian McKnight Jr. and a Brian McKnight III. And he's recently referred to his kids as evil and products of sin. Since then, his ex-wife has spoken out against him. His son, who's battling cancer, spoke out against him. Well, now, in Detroit, we talked about this. Detroit, they announced this concert, and then they were dragging Brian McKnight in the comment section on Facebook. And then we don't know for sure 100% if that's the reason why they decided to cancel the show. But they ended up canceling the show, and this came with all of the backlash that the comment section were receiving in regards. Look, Claire says Brian McDevil. So, Brian McKnight has a new concert coming up. Okay, he has a new concert coming up. Well, take a look at the comment section. The comment section for this concert is a mess. So some of the people in the comment section were saying this. They said, darn, that's the day I'm having all my plants neutered. Not my plants. Come on. Having all my plants neutered. Okay. Ugh. Someone else says, gotta shampoo my backyard. What? Another person says, I'd rather pull both my ears off and mail them to Dubai before I go to one of his concerts. Someone else says, Steve said he's coming to see him sing. Y'all ain't right. Another person says in the comment section, my cat has prom that day. I forgot what city this was in. Oh my goodness. I forgot to put that on here. What city? This is not Detroit. The Detroit show has already been canceled. This is another city. I apologize for not recalling the city. Maybe you guys can remind me in the live chat. So someone else says, say what? We ain't coming. We ain't coming. Another person in this comment section. DC, thank you. V on my TikTok reminds you, this was Washington. DC, we love you because DC, y'all showed up for us. look, DC, y'all showed up for us, DC, and we had a sold out show in DC. We appreciate the love, okay? Oh my gosh. DC said, I'm not going. I'm going to my GED reunion. Come on. Another person says, until he do right by his kids, everything in his life will crumble. Another person says, he keeps starting back at 1 to see if y'all come in. Someone says, I think I'm walking my refrigerator that day. Where do you guys come up with this stuff? He says, another person says, I would go just to see the look on his face after realizing I'm the only one there. Here's the thing. I think Brian felt empowered to say some of the things that he said about his biological children because it wasn't affecting his dollar. He was still touring internationally. He was still touring the U.S. and he was doing fine. This is the first time that we're seeing that it affect his actual shows. People are saying they're not going to go. No word yet at the time of this recording whether or not the DC show has been canceled or how the DC show's tickets are doing. Matter of fact, we could just Google schmoogle it. Let me see. Look, let's see what Ticketmaster is saying in regards to Brian McKnight. Hold on. Let's see what they're saying in regards to his shows. Because mind you, this is how Brian McKnight makes his money. He doesn't make his money necessarily. Yes, he writes all his music, but are you listening to his music anymore? I think this is affecting his stuff. Okay, so Oh, here on Ticketmaster, it says the June 9th show, which was coming up, has been canceled in Detroit. He has a show June 1st at a casino in Pala, California. July 5th, he has a show in Nevada. July 12th, he has a show in Atlantic City. Glenside, Pennsylvania, he has a show in August. July 6th, he has a show in Napa, California. DC, July 18th, he has a show at the Warner Theater. Wasn't the Warner Theater by the theater where we performed our show? Union Stage, right? I feel like the Warner Theater was right there. I can't recall. You guys will remind me for those that are from the DMV. So the DMV said, we're not coming. Look, you played in people's faces on social media, not realizing that at the end of the day, people have their right to decide if they're going to support you with their dollar. And they have come out in droves saying that they are not coming. That doesn't mean that people will not still go and enjoy Bryant McKnight. And they're like, whatever, I don't care about his personal life. I still love the music. We shall see. I mean, right now, the only show that's been canceled is Detroit. We shall see. And again, we don't know whether or not it was the backlash that he received on social media that they canceled the show or because maybe something else. We shall see. But that's another update in regards to Bryant McKnight starting back at 1. CC says, love my DMV fan. We love the DMV. Shout out to the DMV. I know you guys want me to come back down there. Look, I will be coming back. We just don't have a date yet, but I definitely will be coming back. I think once Potomac is done filming and Potomac, we have a premiere date. I think that might be the best time to do it. Just saying. Can't Be Bothered says, I love the internet. Me too. Look, me too. All right, let's move on. We got to talk about another hot mess. Tamar Braxton. And the Bang Yang Yang man. You know who it is. So apparently, based off of when Tamar did this interview with Carlos King, this is when he was in Atlanta. He had a tour stop in Atlanta. I think it was back in April. And now they're releasing the video footage. Well, Bang Yang Yang Man is speaking out. But let's first take a look at what was said first of all, they do talk about during this interview how she was considering Real Housewives of Atlanta, but she didn't want to do Real Housewives of Atlanta. We did a whole separate video talking about this when Tamar was getting into it on social media again and talk, the whole K Michelle of it all. So we talked about how she was hypocritical in what she said about Real Housewives of Atlanta and the reasons why she didn't want to join Real Housewives of Atlanta. So she talked about that in the interview, but she also talked about Bang Yang Yang Man in this interview. All right, take a look. Take a look at what was said.
A lot of people want you to be happy. You are in a relationship. You're engaged.
Are they?
Y'all do not like that man.
Okay, let's talk about Colonel Sanders, honey.
Oh, no, don't call him that. Don't do that.
No, but that's how joke. When I look at him, I sometimes crave for a 2-piece chicken, thigh and leg with mashed potatoes, coleslaw, and a biscuit.
He do not look like that.
I'm teasing you, girl. I'm teasing.
He's
very handsome. Talk to me about that relationship, because listen, one thing about her. So the world does think Tamar Braxton has allowed this white man to confuse her, do her in, defend her whiting, and a lot of your fans be like, now look, Tamar, robbing you, bitch, but look, you're real slippery. They said you're hiding the ring.
No, I'm not hiding anything. So the truth of the matter is, JR and I decided that, we would keep our relationship
quiet off social media. Well, apparently he didn't get that memo because Bang Yang Yang Man, JR, you remember, for those that need a little clarity and background, Tamar met this Bang Yang Yang man, Jeremy, JR, an attorney, who his baby's mamas, which are black, threw him and Tamar under the bus, saying that she's caused nothing but chaos since coming into his life. Oh, go Google schmoogle my videos on that. I didn't forget. Okay. They've had an on-again, off-again relationship. This led to him, I don't know, getting hemmed up with Tommy Lee, you know, from Love and Hip Hop and Zeus. And then when Tamar went on her live performance, shaded Tommy went to social media and then dragged Tamar. I mean, I should just do a Tamar playlist because some of the stories, okay? So they have since gotten back together. I've heard mixed things about them breaking up. I'm sure they've broken up and gotten back together, broken up and gotten back together. All right? So now Banging Yang Yang Man is speaking out in some Instagram stories. Let me show you what Banging Yang Man had to say, okay? So Banging Yang Yang Man said this in regards to the whole Tamar situation. He says, oh wait, let me start from the first one. So on his Instagram story, Jeremy says this: truth is, they are not ready for me to tell my side of the story. I keep choosing grace, but I can only be thrown under the bus and not defended for so much longer. I'll be Colonel Sanders and give you some chicken to eat with my story. Keep poking the bear. So a lot of people got offended that this white man was talking about chicken, but we have to remember Carlos referred to him as Colonel Sanders. We have to remember that part. Okay. So he then says, apologies mean nothing when you come for my foundation. Huh? Okay. He says, you know the truth, but want to key. Well, I guess the exclusive has to come out. Tired of protecting people and getting ish on. Their hoe phase was during my in love phase. What? Wait, what? So Tamar's whole phase was during your in love phase? Are they together or are they not together? Based off this Instagram story, it feels like they're not together. Maybe they broke up after this interview was exposed. Mind this interview's from April. He says, their whole phase was during my in love phase. Flowers and billboards don't mean ish when you have had your heart broken. So I'm guessing they're not together. I mean, I've heard that they're not together. So I was actually surprised when she didn't just say we're not together. So he then says, a man can only take so much. I always want to protect even when we aren't together. But stop allowing indirects to throw me under the bus. Your shade creates more uncertainty and your people thrive on stating what you never say. I'm too graceful and that's coming to an end. Thanks, CK, Carlos King. So he just revealed, again, because he's messy too, revealed that they're not together. And a lot of people have speculated that for the last few weeks. They're like, are they still together, KEMPIRE? Are they still together? I noticed that they don't follow each other, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I don't care. Until they come out or say something, I don't care. All right? But it looks like he's come out and confirmed that they are no longer together. But when did they break up? Again, remember, this interview with Carlos and Tamar was done back in like April, I believe, when he was in Atlanta. So he's confirming here that they're no longer together. Banging Yang Yang Man says, even when we aren't together, but stop allowing indirects to throw me under the bus. I mean, look, Carlos is known to be shady. He definitely was taking multiple digs at this man. I wouldn't be surprised because, Tamar is good for, pouring gasoline on a situation and walking away. And if this was her partner, if this was her fiance, you really should have stepped in and told Carlos, be easy. But I'm not surprised. I'm sure they weren't in the best place, and she was okay with Carlos taking digs at her former ex. Corey says, Tamar got exactly what she deserved in this dude. Take that however you want. Yeah, because they're really kind of cut from the same cloth. Based on what we've seen of Banging Yang Yang Man on social media and this contentious relationship on and off, I'm not surprised that this is the type of man that Tamar ended up with, but I'm also not surprised that they have broken up multiple times, allegedly. So it looks like Banging Yang Yang Man Jeremy is confirming that they're no longer together. Is she back at her mom's house? That was the last thing he said. I'm just quoting what he said when they broke up the last time. Remember? After someone broke into her car and she said she couldn't trust anything or anyone. And we were like, what happened to you and the Bang Yang Yang Man? And that's when we found out that they weren't together. And he went on social media posting about how she was living with her mama.
And see.
How do I remember some of this stuff? There's just so much information. Look, I can't remember every nitty gritty detail. I impressed myself. Let me pat myself on the back for remembering what I do remember, especially when it comes to Tamar and all the stories. Anyways, we're going to move on. And thank you so much for the super chat. Ann says, Oprah was not vexed by Hermes. Please do not boycott as we have stock. The shop was très bon. Look, I'm not going to even try. In Zurich. The shop is still suffering from the backlash. And that was years ago. That was well over a decade, maybe 2. Hermes shopping is lovely. Oh, God. A mess. And also said the 2005 incident did not offend Oprah. She even said so. She showed up 15 minutes after closing. Mr. Hermes arranged a private shopping appointment for her and her team. We can't conflate the two. Oh, see? You see how stories will continue to be a certain particular narrative? And again, the situation with Bethenny and Oprah are two different things. But Bethenny has 22 videos to explain her issue with Chanel. All right, guys, have you watched my interview with Noelle from Summer House Martha's Vineyard? For those that may have missed it, last night in a special KEMPIRE After Dark on Instagram, I had a conversation with Noelle, and she spilled a lot of tea and explained why we didn't understand why she didn't see it for Summer. More of that's also available here on our YouTube channel. For those that are watching on TikTok and you want to see that, you can watch it on YouTube or you can watch it on Instagram. All right? So be sure to check that out if you missed it. All right? Y'all are funny in the chat. All right. Was there anything else that I wanted to talk about? I think I covered everything. Look at us, and it's 2:35. I've been live for almost 2 hours. We did it, Joe. We did it. Speaking of Joe Biden, guys, it's an election here in the States for those that are here in the States. Don't forget to register to vote. Don't forget to vote in your local elections because those are very, very important. When is the mayor election up here in New York? I think next year. Can't wait for that one. Look, can't wait for that one. But as always, if you want your voice heard, it's very important to register to vote. It's very important to vote, period. I know there are a lot of people saying that they're not going to vote or they're not endorsing people. Look, I don't think you need to endorse anybody. That's your personal citizen business. However, I do think it's important to vote if you have the right to vote. So don't forget to register to vote. Don't forget to vote, especially in your local elections. All right. But thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you to our subscribers. Thank you to our channel members. Our channel members, you guys provide such quality support every single month. Some of you have been members for multiple years. Some of you are new members. I hope you guys are enjoying your membership and all the surprise perks that come with them. Thank you to everyone for all the super chats, all the Venmos, Cash Apps, things like that you guys do after the live. We see them, but thank you so much in advance. Shout out to our replay crew. Be sure to let us know your thoughts on any of the stories that we covered during our Tuesday takeover. I will see you guys during our Thirsty Thursday, a very similar type show where we will talk more hot topics, more reality television, including Vanderpump Rules, their final part of the reunion, and The Valley. So stay tuned for that and so much more. I'm going to go rewatch my interview with Noelle. Come join me. All right. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok, all of you watching on Twitch and Twitter. I will see you guys in the next one or the next story. Be sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any of it. And if you're in New York City, go get your tickets for the KEMPIRE After Dark live show happening on June 21st. Boston will be there on June 27th. Nashville will be there on July 11th. Atlanta will be there on July 12th. Seattle will be there on August 30th. And Pride Month is right around the corner, so be sure to get your Pride merch and wear it to the show. You can get some Pride merch and some Juneteenth merch available at houseofkempire.com, or if you go to thekempire.com, click the shop button. Again, thank you to our King's Guards for holding us down in the live chat. We will be posting the timestamps a little bit later on. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here.
You got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. I got to say it again. Oh my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. Ooh, baby. You're my sugar dripping, chocolate covered waffle cone. No, I can't leave that boy alone. Need a taste up in the morning. You got a girl just jonesing. Need a fix from my favorite type of candy store. Got me shaking, going out of control. Let me have a little something. You know I'm hooked up on that loving. Let's rock, roller skate. Let the stress just slide away. Oh baby, no, don't ever let me go. No, don't ever let me go. Champagne, let's celebrate. Let that old school record play. Oh baby, no, don't ever let me go. No, don't ever let me go. Oh my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. I got to say it again. Oh my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. Ooh, baby. You got me feeling like I'm overheating in the shade. There's a rise up in the centigrade. Need a taste to keep me going. You know you keep a girl jonesing. I need a hit, keep it coming, ain't no antidote. One kiss, that's all she wrote. I'm an addict, I confess it. Ooh, this love is a blessing. So let's rock, roller skate. Let the stress just slide away. Oh baby, no, don't ever let me go. No, don't ever let me go. Champagne, let's celebrate. Let that old school record play. Oh baby, no, don't ever let me go. No, don't ever let me go. Oh my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. I got to say it again. Oh my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. Oh baby, oh my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. I got to say it again. Oh my, you got that hotter than a summertime in July. Time magic, and I got to have it. I got to have it, baby. I got to have it, darling. Oh, I got to say it again. I don't think that I have it, darling. Oh, I got to have it with some sugar in my ice. You got me feeling so.
Here we go now.